So it looks like Pam Bondi is trending again for another reason, and let's give a little read to what she says, and then we're gonna watch the video. AG Pam Bondi says there's free speech and then there's hate speech, and there's no place, especially now after what happened happened to Charlie in our society. We will absolutely target you, go after you if you are targeting anyone with hate speech. I don't like the sound of that. I don't like the sound of hate speech in general, and I adamantly believe this as right here. It said from Charlie Kirk, who is someone who I took so much inspiration from, who inspired me to delve into my faith, who inspired me to be a better man, and every day I strive to be half the man he is. Hate speech does not exist legally in America. There's ugly speech, there's gross speech, and there's evil speech. All of it is protected by the First Amendment. Keep America free. Now, on top of that, there are going to be some moron libs responding to this saying, well, then why are people being fired? I'm like, yeah, it protects you from federal government responses, punishments. It does not mean companies, private businesses cannot fire you when you are poorly representing their company and your actions reflect on them. Like, for example, with the shit what's going on with someone posting something on Bethesda, talking about you don't care about those fascists and all that, that only negatively reflects on Bethesda. The person who posted that, the social media manager who posted that, did not care at all that would affect Bethesda, that they did not care. This was not about them. This was not about Bethesda. This was not how this can influence Bethesda's in the public sphere, how it could negatively impact them. No, it was, I don't like this thing, so I'm gonna post on this company website, which automatically should be a fireable offense. And I don't know if that person was fired, but clearly there needs to be repercussions because that was insane. And come on. So I'm gonna go back to the video. We're gonna watch the video, hear from AG Pam Bondi herself. Anyway, yeah. So far, I don't like the sound of this. I don't like the sound of of government going after hate speech. I don't like it when the left does it. I'm never going to tolerate it when the right does it. I don't tolerate hate speech because it's bullshit. It's fake.
There's free speech and then there's hate speech. And there is no place, especially now, especially after what happened to Charlie, in our society.
Do you see more law enforcement going after these groups who are using hate speech and putting cuffs on people so we show them that some action is better than no action?
We will absolutely target you, go after you, if you are targeting anyone with hate speech, anything. And that's across the aisle. There's free speech society.
See, like I said, I don't like that. I don't like the sound of that. Yeah, and that's across the aisle. I don't like it. You know why I don't like it? Because it's ridiculous. Hate speech it doesn't exist. Making laws on hate speech it's a slippery slope. It's something that could easily turn into something bad that could just destroy free speech. And yes, I'm not saying, first of all, I'm not sitting here and saying that like people who are people who are celebrating, they can get fired from the companies they work at. I don't care. Like that's on them because they're negatively reflecting their actions are negatively reflecting on the company, and that's deserved. Honestly, it's completely fucking deserved. But the issue I have with this is when the government gets involved to go after hate speech. I'm like, guess what? Guess what? No, I do not want the government going after anyone. And people are like, well, people are threatening others people. I'm like, that's not hate speech. That's not hate speech. You know why that's not hate speech? Because when you call to violence, when you imply that someone else should get hurt, that someone should get hurt, or after the incident was what happened with Charlie Kirk, that someone else should get hurt the same way, well then, that's not hate speech. That's against the law. Because you are actively inciting violence or calling to arms. Because you are encouraging people to go out and do it. That in itself is very illegal. And those people should be investigated. They should be charged because That shouldn't be tolerated. But people who are just cheering and dancing around because what happened to Charlie Kirk because he was assassinated, well, they should be fired from the companies if the companies fire them. Like if it negatively reflects on the company has every right to fire them. My issue is these people don't see the correlation. They're like, oh, what's the difference? And I'm like, what's the difference is, well, people are being idiots. They're being assholes. They're being cruel and they're being evil. Yes, I'm going to be honest. They're being evil, celebrating the death of someone, the assassination of someone. They're celebrating it. But the same people who are celebrating it, some of them are also calling, making a hit list. All of that stuff that they're doing that's making the hit list, saying who else needs to be killed. All of those people, all of them, who are saying stuff like making the hit list or saying who needs to be next. All of the stuff those people are saying, those individuals, they are saying illegal shit. It is very illegal to make a hit list and say this person needs to be taken out or this person needs to be taken out. And I'm not even going to go on the rant about certain political commentator on Twitch who does this stuff often and has not been legally punished like he should be. Now, the issue I have wholeheartedly with this is, like I said, going back to hate speech. Hate speech does not exist. There is no legal definition. And if there was, it violates the First Amendment right, our First Amendment right to speak our opinions. That doesn't mean we can go around, like if people poorly misunderstand First Amendment, like, oh, the First Amendment allows me to say whatever I want. Like, aren't you a free speech person? I'm like, the First Amendment allows you to speak your opinion. It does not allow you to tell people to go to do this if it negatively influences someone. If you tell someone to actively go and hurt someone else, you are violating their right to life. That you are violating, as libertarians say, their private property, which is themselves. The ultimate form of private property amongst libertarians is themselves. You are violating their private property. You're violating their rights by telling someone to go out and hurt someone or take their life. So I'm not on board with hate speech, but people need to stop just combining the fact that, like, oh, if people are calling for violence, that's hate speech. I'm like, that's not hate speech. That's illegal. That's already illegal. That's not hate speech. Do not call it hate speech, because then you are putting a overly politicized term in it, and it's ridiculous. It should not be tolerated at all. I don't like what Pam Bondi is saying. I don't really trust her. I know a lot of people in my corner have not trusted her either. But like, no, I don't approve. I don't tolerate it. It's just not a good idea to just go after hate speech or use that as a term, that in a legal term, because it's such a vague term. Oh, what do I classify as hate speech? Oh, someone who disagrees with me, or someone who does this, or if you say something wrong, like that I don't agree with. It's like, no, hate speech should never be a legally defined term because it's so vague. It's so vague that it could encompass anything. That's not a good idea, because that could affect people on the left and the right. And I believe in free speech. Like I said, I don't like how people are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, but legally, they cannot be punished under the law. But if they decide to call to arms, call to violence by, saying this person, so and so needs to be next, or can we take out, another person? And I'm like, that is wrong. That is illegal. That's already illegal, and that's completely different than celebrating. Celebrating is a horrible thing. It's a scummy and evil thing to do. It's vile. But people who are actively calling to violence, making hit lists and all that, those people should be investigated by the law. They should be. Anyway, like I said, I go on a rant about this for a while. I don't like what Pam Bondi said here. It's not a good thing. I don't tolerate it. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace. So we're gonna add more to this upcoming video, which is my first political video on my first big political video on the channel. We're gonna just point out Pam Bondi just won't shut up. She's just going off, man. Like, it was ridiculous. I was gonna upload a video as is with that one clip from that I talked about, but no, she just won't shut up. Now we got this coming out, so we're gonna give this a watch.
That's horrific. It's free speech, but you shouldn't be employed anywhere if you're going to say that. And employers, you have an obligation to get rid of people. You need to look at people who are saying horrible things, and they shouldn't be working with you. Businesses cannot discriminate. If you want to go in and print posters with Charlie's pictures on them for a vigil, you have to let them do that. We can prosecute you for that. I have Harmeet Dillon right now in our civil rights unit looking at that immediately, that Office Depot had done that. We're looking at that. But Sean, you know,
Okay, so that's first of all, I just want to say this. No, for the last 20 years, Christians have been fighting for the right to refuse service to people they disagree with because that's a constitutional right. They shouldn't feel obligated or required to serve people they disagree with. Office Depot already handled this. They already freaking handled this. Like, they got rid of the freaking employees. So why crack down on them for freaking civil rights issues when they got rid of the employees? As far as I know, they got rid of the employees. I haven't seen anything where they didn't. Um, they also said it was wholly inappropriate how they acted. They condemned them, and they took care of the customer. And I'm like, first of all, what? Also, for those of you who don't know, the people who were offended at the Office Depot, the three people who were offended looked exactly as you think. You can just close your eyes, imagine stereotypical liberal. First three images that pop up is exactly what you think. Stereotypical female liberal. That's what you think. Anyway, we're going to read up what Matt Walsh here said. So get rid of her today. This is insane. Conservatives have fought for decades for the right to refuse service to anyone. We won that fight. Now Pam Bondi wants to roll it all back for no reason. The employee who didn't print the flyer was already fired by his employer. This stuff is being handled successfully through free speech and free markets. This is totally gratuitous and pointless. We need the AG focused on bringing down the left-wing terror cells, not prosecuting Office Depot for God's sake. And he's right, 100%. Office Depot already freaking dealt with this. It's just, I don't know why she's focusing on this. And for the record, it's not any better. AG Pam Bondi she made a new tweet over here, which we're gonna give it a read right here. Hate speech that crosses the line into threats of violence is not protected by the First Amendment. She doesn't understand what that's not hate speech. If it's already protected, not protected under the First Amendment because it's a call to violence, it's not hate speech. I've already said this before. And I'm just like, what the hell are you talking about, Pam Bondi? But anyway, there's more. Right here, it says, it's a crime for far too long. We've watched the radical left normalize threats, calls for assassinations, and cheer on political violence. That era's over. Yeah. You know why the era's over? Because it's already illegal. None of that is ever protected. None of this has ever been protected by free speech. So no, but it's not hate speech. Calling it hate speech, using hate speech as a freaking term in law is dangerous because it's such a vague term. It's such a dangerous freaking term. And oh my gosh, she's just frustrating. Anyway, under 18 USC, it is a federal crime to transmit any communication containing any threat to kidnap any person, any threat to injure the person of other. Likewise, it also is a felony to threaten public officials, members of Congress, and their families. You cannot call for someone's murder. You cannot swat a member of Congress. You cannot dox a conservative family and think it will be brushed off as free speech. These acts are punishable crimes, and every single threat will be made with the full force of the law. See, I agree with that. That is true. That part is true. The issue is this part. Calling it hate speech is such a dangerous move. It's such a dangerous move because you can classify whatever you want as hate speech. It's intentionally a vague term. Using leftist terminology is not smart for a conservative person. And Pam Bondi has just been freaking going crazy recently. Like, I get, like, this intention is fine. Free speech protects ideas, debate, and even dissent, but it will never protect violence. She's not wrong about that either. Like, this part, she's not wrong about, but it's the part where she's calling it hate speech. No one wants to hear that term, and no one wants that because classifying it as hate speech, it's a vague term. That's the issue. It's vague. It's so vague, and it's just genuinely so, like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Pam Bondi? What the hell are you doing? If she just got rid of hate speech that crosses, like, hate speech that crosses the line into threats of violence, it's not hate speech. If it's crossing the line into calls for violence, it's calling for violence. It's not hate speech. It's ridiculous. I'm like, come on, Pam, what are you doing? Anyway, yeah. So finally, as far as I know, this is all I've got for this video coming out. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Like and subscribe because I will be doing more political content. It won't be the main focus of the channel, but I will start doing more political content. But uh, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Share this video if you want. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.